Hello friends, welcome to Video Evolution in the world of videos. Today I'm going to start with a summary of a novel named Diary of a Young Girl for the month January and the year 1944. So let's begin. On January 2, Anne was going through the pages of her diary. Her own words about her mother shocked her. She could not understand how she could be so hateful and angry. So far, she had seen the world subjectively. It was a fact that her mother could not understand her fully, but she also failed to understand her. She considered herself the cause of her mother's unhappiness, but now she had grown wiser. She kept her mouth shut when she was annoyed, but still she could not love her mother the way a child loves her mother. On January 6, Anne opened her heart out to her diary. She wrote about an incident for which she had not been able to forgive her mother. She had to go to the dentist. Her mother and Margot were with her. When they had finished at the dentist, Margot and mother told her that they were going into the town for shopping. She wanted to accompany them but was not allowed to do so as she had her bicycle with her. She got angry and tears came in her eyes. Her mother and Margot started laughing at her. She stuck her tongue out at them in the street. An old woman was shocked to see all this. Anne rode home and cried for a long time. The wounds of the past still burned in her. Anne was approaching puberty and she did feel the changes inside her body. She read an article about blushing and she thought that the article was addressed to her. As mentioned in the article, she too was growing quiet day by day. She was becoming conscious of her body and the changes occurring inside. She had entered the threshold of adulthood. Anne had a strong desire to talk to someone and chose Peter Van Daan, and she wanted that he should also talk to her. She started helping him at the crossword puzzles. This way she could sit opposite to him. Whenever she looked into his deep blue eyes, a queer feeling arose in her. She could not refrain from meeting those dark eyes again and again. She wanted to request him to open his heart out to her. She decided to sit with Peter more often and to get him talking somehow or the other. But she was not in love with him. Anne started seeing Peter shift the boy from her school in her dreams and imagined his cheek touching her cheek. She had a clear image of him in her mind. On January 7, Anne wrote about her childhood days. Anne became attached to Sally Kimmel when she was in kindergarten and remained fond of him for years. Then came Peter Schiff, who was good-looking, tall, handsome, and slim with a calm and intelligent face. She was mad about his smile when he looked mischievous and naughty. Once when Anne went to the country for holidays and came back, Peter was no longer at his old address. He had moved in with a much older boy who told him that Anne was too young for him. As the years passed, Peter started going around with other girls of his own age and did not even say hello to her. But she could not forget him. Anne started going to the Jewish secondary school. Many boys got attracted to her. Hello was mad about her. Anne thought that she had forgotten Peter, but his memory lived in her subconscious mind very strongly. She waited for him. She grew into a lovely girl, all happy, but still she felt sad and gloomy. She could not forget Peter. On January 12, Anne wrote about her other interests. Anne started practicing dance steps diligently and she got a special dress made for this. Her stiff limbs started growing supple, delicate, and nimble. Her mother considered herself a perfect mother, but according to Anne, she only cared for Margot. Margot grew more considerate towards Anne and had started to become a real friend. So far, she had felt that she was lonely, but Peter made all the difference and he filled all the gaps in her life. The inmates tried to make the best of their stay in the secret annex. Anne wanted to grow into a real and honest young woman. She wanted to analyze the quarrels that took place in the annex. Anne's attitude toward the Van Daans underwent a gradual change. She was not prejudiced now. She had acquired a bit of an insight. On January 24, Anne's mother advised her not to speak about the subject of sex with boys. If they spoke, she should not reply at all. Peter and Anne had a casual talk on the topic of Bosch's sex. There was no awkwardness between the two regarding the subject. On January 28, Anne wrote about her fondness for film and film stars. She usually used to copy them. She tried new hairstyles which were disapproved by all. On January 28, Anne wrote about the stories that Jan and Mr. Kleeman told them of the outside world. They told about other people who had gone into hiding and also about the unfortunate ones who had been arrested. There were many resistance groups that did a lot for the people in hiding. One such was Free Netherlands, that did a lot for the unfortunate people and even found hiding places for them. The members for this organization were the real heroes who unselfishly helped all those in hiding. Anne also praised and thanked her helpers who took risks to provide foods and support for them. According to her, they were the real heroes. Thank you. For more videos, please subscribe and share this video as much as possible.